Next up, we have this short line here, which introduces the live dialogue part. And I've decided to do this on its own because it's going to reveal a gap in our Spanish, which we haven't filled yet, along with another thing. So first of all, I want to talk about Daniela tells her friend the story. Now we have this verb to say or to tell in Spanish, right? Which we're very familiar with, decir. But in Spanish, whenever you're recounting a story, telling, something like that, an event that happened, they describe it with this verb contar, kind of to recount something to someone. Now, the other thing to be aware of, aside from the fact that you use contar in this situation and not decir, is that this o splits when it gets conjugated into a ue, so it would actually be cuenta for she tells, cuenta. So that's the first thing. Then the other thing is that Danelia le cuenta, the le here meaning to her friend. She's telling the story or recounting the story to her friend, le cuenta. The story be la historia, like this, and probably, yeah, we'll leave it like that, historia. So the history in Spanish is how they say the story. So we'll get rid of this bit here. And then her friend, I would say a su amiga. Okay, now the interesting thing is that why couldn't we just say Daniela cuenta, tells the story, the a standing for to her friend, right? That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? So Daniela tells the story to her friend. But in Spanish, it's correct to also put in le. So it's kind of like we have the same thing twice. We have le meaning to her friend, and then again here indicating to her friend. There are a lot of situations in Spanish where this occurs, where you kind of repeat the same thing and it seems unnecessary, but it is correct in Spanish. It sounds natural in Spanish, and this is something that we haven't covered yet, but we will do. So I just wanted to point out those two things to you, that when you're telling a story in Spanish, you recount a story, so you use contar, and that splits into cuenta when you conjugate it. And that also you'll find it quite often where you'll have le here and a whatever here, so it's kind of repeating the same thing twice, but that's a gap we're yet to cover.